167. The health agency stated that 87 patients have been discharged from various isolation centers in the country. Meanwhile, the Federal Road Safety Commission (FRC) has approved the promotion of 264 deputy road commanders to the rank of road commanders. The FRC board also promoted 181 assistant road commanders to the rank of deputy road commanders, bringing to 445 the total number of personnel promoted. The FRC board chairman Alhaji Bukhari Bello disclosed this in a statement by the core public education officer assistant Ko Mashal Bisi Kazim in Abuja. Bello, who oversaw the promotion exercise, urged the newly promoted personnel to be more diligent and to also rededicate themselves to achieving the organization's corporate mission. He said that eradicating road traffic crashes and creating a safe motoring environment was the mandate of the organization. Ko Michelle Boboyoyemi said that the promotion exercise was part of the FRC's drive towards rewarding excellence. He enjoined the promoted personnel to be more committed and to put in their best, stressing that their new ranks calls for more focus, dedication, and also commitment. The Kwara State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists (NUJS) urged the new commissioner for communications in the state, Mrs. Abosede Olaita, to align her priority with the state's government policy in the management of information sector. In the state, the union said as an information manager, the job of the new commissioner is well cut out for her and should leverage on the available opportunities to ensure seamless dissemination of information about the activities of the current administration. This was contained in a congratulatory message issued by the chairman and the secretary of the Kwara State Council of the NUJ, Abdulateef Larry Ahmed, and Omotayo Ayinda, respectively. The union also implored the commissioner to use her wealth of experience as a senior civil servant and educator to develop a mechanism for unhindered access to information from time to stave off unwarranted insinuation and speculation. The union expressed its readiness to work in synergy with the new communications commissioner for effective information dissemination in the state. And as part of the efforts towards developing education at the grassroots, Tajuddin Lesson Foundation has commenced its annual summer lesson for students across communities in Ilorin East local government of Kwara State. The annual exercise, which is holding at the Government Day Secondary School, Mule Okelele, Ilorin, covered academic disciplines for students between JSS1 to SS3. And once the foundation doled out free learning materials to the students, the founder of the foundation said the best student will be awarded scholarship in order to enable them pursue their academic career at the end of the exercise.
Your family needs you. Nigeria needs you. Drive safe and carefully. Your life is precious.
This message is reaching you from Royal FM 95.1 Ilorin.
You're welcome back from that short time out. Still listening to the midday update on Royal FM 95.1 Ilorin. The Federal Executive Council has approved contracts for the rehabilitation of Warri and Kaduna refineries at a cost of $1.4 billion. Of the total sum, $897 million is earmarked for the Warri Refinery and $586 million for Kaduna Refinery. Minister of State for Petroleum, Timothy Silva, disclosed this, the State House correspondent, after the Federal Executive Council meeting chaired by the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, at the State House. According to Silva, the rehabilitation of the refineries will be carried out in 3 phases.
The rehabilitation of Warri and Kaduna refineries is going to be in 3 phases. The completion of the rehabilitation is going to be in 3 phases. First phase is within 21 months. Phase 1 will be completed. In 23 months, phase 2 will be completed. And in 33 months, the full rehabilitation will be completed. At the combined total sum of $1.484 billion.
The Federal Executive Council also approved the $2.76 billion acquisition of 20% minority stake by the NNPC in Dangote Petroleum and Petrochemical Refinery. Also speaking, the Minister of State for Education, Chukwuemeka Nwajuba, said the federal government has now decided to cease all negotiations with bandits and kidnappers, saying that ransoms are used to procure arms.
To stop negotiations with bandits, because we've seen that for every time they get any payment, it leads to further escalation, because they re-equip and they are rearmed and then they go back.
Lastly, the local Senate started efforts to build their capacity and enhance their humanitarian services as community-based organizations, particularly improving the life of women and girls. Global Hope for Women and Children Foundation, GLOWORK, held a 2-day training on organizational effectiveness and board governance. The 2-day workshop held in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, was supported by the obligations and also ensuring compliance to statutory board and CEOs with skills to develop and achieve organization vision, culture, processes, and policies, as well as develop a sustainable plan for the organization. Board members and CEOs expressed gratitude to GLOWORK and the funders for the 2-day capacity building, which they said had not only improved their Go Drive for the Women's Right and Leadership Nigeria project, but also positioned them well for brighter project support from donors. Now, the stories on the foreign scene, the Mexican government has sued some of the biggest U.S. gun manufacturers, accusing them of fueling bloodshed through reckless business practices. The lawsuit alleges that the companies knew they were contributing to illegal arms trafficking, which has been linked to many deaths. Officials say Mexico is seeking as much as 10 billion naira in compensation, though any amount would be decided by the court. The companies have not yet commented. They include Smith & Wesson and Barrett Firearms, among others. The lawsuit was filed on Wednesday in the U.S. state of Massachusetts. The World Health Organization is calling for a COVID-19 vaccine boosters until at least the end of September to enable at least 10% of the population of every country in the world to be vaccinated. The WHO chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said at a media briefing that G20 nations had an important leadership role to play, as those countries were the biggest producers, the biggest consumers, and the biggest donors of COVID-19 vaccines. The WHO's plea comes as the spread of the more transmissible Delta variant prompts discussions about boosters in wealthier countries, including the United States, Britain, and Germany, even as a new wave of COVID-19 causes havoc in countries that have been unable to give people even a single job. And in the world of sport, German sportswear manufacturing giant Puma has terminated its 4-year contract with the Athletics Federation of Nigeria. The designer company made the declaration in a letter of termination of sponsoring and licensing agreement. The termination of the deal comes amidst an alleged leadership tussle between the Ibrahim Gusau-led AFN board and that headed by the Minister for Youth and Sport, Sunday Dari. Consequently, the minister is said to have vowed that the Nigerian athlete will not wear the Puma kit. The Department of State Services had last year cleared Gusau and his vice president, Sunday Adeleye, over corruption allegations leveled against him by the sport ministry. And that's the sport in brief. Before we go, let's have a look at the headlines once again. Federal government approves $1.4 billion for rehabilitation of Warri Kaduna refineries. Nigeria records 747 new COVID-19 cases, highest in 5 months. Board members, CEOs laud Glow Up as NGO embarks in 2-day training for CBOs. FRSC board promote 445 officers. On the foreign scene, Mexico sues U.S. gun manufacturers over arms trafficking. In sport, Puma terminate 4-year contract with Nigeria. Well, the midday update was put together by Taiwo at Didinron. You can visit www.royaltimes.net for an update on the news. Endeavor to also join us at 4 p.m. for the news beat, 6 p.m. for the news around the globe. Now, would you like to contact us for comments, observation, and information regarding unfolding event? Kindly reach out to RAL FM News Your Mother number. It is 0805 0999 968. I am Babajide Oluwaseun. Good afternoon. You're listening to RAL FM 95.1 Ilorin.